And welcome back. I'm Mike with the Turntable Teachers, and class is back in session, here for another guest speaker episode at AOA Studios. If you're an artist, podcaster, or content creator of any kind, make sure to reach out to us at aoastudios.org to book your session or service today. And I'm joined today by an incredibly special guest. She's a vocalist up from Gloucester, Massachusetts. We've been, familiar with you since you were younger, when you were 17.
Yeah, since I just started out, yeah.
Which is really cool. And this is I feel like a great time to have you because you're just starting to get in more music now and make more music. And of course, again, this is none other than Juliana Maria joining us.
Hey!
Welcome.
I'm like, hi friends, hi family. I love it, cool.
Awesome. How you been?
Good.
Yeah.
Working, writing a lot.
That's great.
Consuming a lot. My goal for, I wanted to say my goal for this year, but my goal for Q4 was to definitely just try to consume as much as I can. I've been reading a lot, trying to watch more movies, trying to listen to more albums, more music I haven't really been listening to. I did an Instagram poll, just send me your favorite song. I don't even care. And everybody just sent me a bunch of stuff from all these different realms, and I'm paying closer attention to what I hear in the mall or what I hear in the hair salon, and it's just all this crazy stuff. It's just around me all the time, and it's really been influencing my writing a lot. So
that's fire.
It's been really good for me. Yeah.
You know what I haven't talked about this a lot on the podcast, but you bring it up a good point. I find this interesting. I feel like being in this space, I feel like I listened to so much more music before I got into the music industry, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's because it almost feels like not that it feels like a job, but I almost feel as though, after working with so many artists and listening to so much music at the at the studio or whatever, I almost feel like I'm not listening to music as much anymore either. So that was a big thing for me this year, because I'm seeing my Spotify monthly, not monthly, yearly Wrapped. I'm like, oh my God, my minutes are going way down. I'm not consuming nearly as much music.
Too.
So this year I felt I've been making more of a point to do the exact same of listen to more music, because again, this is the reason we got into it was because we're fans of this. So it's if you got to keep that love for it, I feel
Yeah.
But there's that sense of burnout too of
oh my God.
I feel like if you work in any industry, right, you're going to get kind of sick of it.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends who they're mainly engineers. I have a lot of artist, engineer, producer friends.
Yeah.
And one of them who I love dearly, Josh Schuback. Shout out Josh.
Shout out to Josh.
Miss you, love you so much.
We love Josh.
He told me a while ago, after a session, he was like, dude, you think I listen to music on the ride home? I sit in silence and I contemplate my life every time I drive home. So yeah, it's definitely a real thing.
Totally.
Especially after a studio session too. I'm always driving. I go to Phoenix down in Somerville for recording. And so, that drive for me is around, 45 minutes. And so, on the way in, I always bring the same friend. Her name's Brittany. Love her.
Shout out Brittany.
Shout out Brittany as well. Many shout outs today. It's fine. But she's, one of two people out of the studio when I go there. And the whole ride up, we're, talking and we're laughing and we're singing. And then the ride back, I'm, playing my song on loop. No, I want to fix this. And I want to change this. And she's like, bro, can you put on the radio or something? She's like, I just listened to this for 4 hours. And I'm like, no, I know. But, I'm such a nitpicky person. I need to just pick the whole thing apart and then come back with notes and do the whole thing over again.
Gotcha.
It's a lot. Yeah. Listening to yourself.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, that's why my least favorite part of doing this podcast is editing the episodes, because I don't want to hear my own voice. It's this is not.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
It's not great.
But I do like my songs.
I like your songs too. That's why you're here. So I want to get into the first segment of the show. It's called The Objective. So we get to know a little bit about you and your background.
Okay.
And so, you and I technically aren't supposed to get along, because I'm a Danvers guy, you're a Gloucester gal. We're not supposed to technically get along, but it's fine. We're not in high school anymore. We'll break those barriers. But I know, you growing up in Gloucester, obviously, North Shore girl, tried and true. Where musically speaking, like, does music run in your family? Like, was music something that was really, no, nothing at all like that?
No.
So what's kind of your history with music, and then what made you want to actually like become a vocalist and singer? Like, when did you kind of figure out that you had some talent as a vocalist?
Oh God. So I remember, like, it's so funny because till this day, I remember like songs that I used to just like write in my head. I was such like when I was a kid, I was just like a huge daydreamer. And so I would just like daydream all day, and I would write poems, and I would like just sing to myself in my head. And like my mom was a single mom growing up. So like she'd be leaving me at the after school program. I remember like doing cartwheels in the halls and like writing songs in my head and like just looping them on repeat. Like I like probably sounded insane, but like, wait, can I swear on here?
Hey, absolutely.
Okay.
You fucking can absolutely swear on here.
All right, cool. Like I'm just making sure because I swear like a truck driver, but I'm trying to like.
You're Italian, as I am. So it's yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I get it.
But
I get it.
I started from like a very, very young age, and I don't know. I remember like driving to school, and my mom would always have the same Gwen Stefani CD playing. It was Gwen Stefani, and it was Rihanna.
Yeah.
And there was one more. It was definitely Britney Spears. And oh God, and Nelly Furtado too.
Ooh,
she had some good taste.
Nelly Furtado was good.
Yeah, she was with it. I love Nelly Furtado, but
yeah, she had some great songs.
yeah, like till this day, they're like timeless. She's amazing.
Timeless.
But yeah, I don't know. I've always kind of like had that passion for pop music because my mom kind of put that in me when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always singing, always dancing. I took a couple dance classes when I was younger. I would like sing in my room. I would like put my iPod in its little stand, and I would just like sing and like watch the lyrics on YouTube. Like so cringe, but it was so fun. And then middle school came, and I was like, I'm gonna try theater and like see what happens. Like I did my 5th grade play, and I was like the evil queen. It was like Little Red Riding Hood or something. And I was so upset that I was like the evil queen because I was such a nice like person. Like I was like, this isn't like me. Like I can't like act evil. I can't act mean. Like I was like bawling, crying. I'm like 10 years old. Like I don't know what to do. I'm like freaking out. And they were like, dude, you have the part because you can sing. And then I remember going home that night, and I was practicing in my room, and my dad was like, Juliana, like you're like really good at singing. Huh. And my dad till this day is like, I remember your face. You were like, really, Dad? And he was like, yeah, like you're really good, honey. Like you should like start like recording this or like putting it somewhere. And then obviously I did middle school theater or whatever. And then I got to high school, and I feel like everyone that does music kind of goes through this thing where like they're so worried about being like stigmatized and worried.
I'm sure that's early on. Like,
oh my
especially,
God. Yeah. And like worried about, being like the odd one out. And I want to do this forever. Like seriously. Oh my God. Like I would think about it freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Every day of my life I'd be thinking about it. And I stopped doing theater for high school, and I joined the cheerleading team. And one day I'm like singing on the bus ride home for my teammates because I was singing something as a joke. Like I was like, ah! And then this girl on the bus was like, wait, like that was like good. And then I was like, fuck. I was like, no, like
now they're
not.
gonna ask me to do it again.
I was like, we're not doing this right now. And she was like, can you actually sing? And I was like, please don't make me do it. Like, please. Got me on the bus, put the karaoke version. I think it might have been like Stay by Rihanna or something. And I played it, and they were all like, dude, you're like a mini Ally Doody. And I was like, I know that name because she graduated the year before me, but I don't know who that is. Finsta came along. It was like the biggest thing in the world, like a spam Instagram. And I put a video of myself singing on there, and Ally reached out to me, and she was like, hey, you're really good, and I would love to like record a song with you. So we wrote a song, and it was terrible. Like it was literally
first song's never great, right?
Right, exactly.
It's not supposed to be.
Dude, it was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life, but we thought it sounded so good. She went back to the studio the next day, and everyone was like, wait, like who is this girl? Like yeah. Ally tells me all the time. She's like, I'll never forget that day. Like when I like brought that song back to the studio, they were like, oh shit, like there's like a lot of potential here. And like ever since then it's been like flying colors. I mean, she brought me to a real studio for the first time. Yeah. I remember like being in the studio with Rosewood. That was my first time ever in a studio.
We love Rosewood.
Love him.
He's been here multiple times. He's recorded here. He's been on that couch before.
I haven't seen him in so long. I hope he's doing great.
I hope he's doing well too. Awesome. Rosewood, if you're watching, hope you're doing well. Bro.
Yeah, hope you're doing great. And also, I'm old as fuck now. Like I don't know.
Oh my God, she's not that old. Me and Rosewood are much older than you. I'll put it that way. So.
But yeah, crazy.
And I still feel somewhat young. I'll put it that way.
No,
I still feel like I got a little bit of that youthful energy.
Yeah, no, you definitely come off as like you don't seem 30 Wait, should I not say your real age?
No, you're good. Yeah, no, you're good. No, you can. I'm not hiding anything.
Nah, but like I know some people are like sensitive about that. But
Okay.
you don't seem your age at all. Like it's like I'm like talking to like my friend. Like we're like cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not 10 years apart. It's fine.
That's awesome. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a great experience for me, and I feel like
That's dope.
starting in such a professional setting is so hard because obviously I want to eventually, mix and record my own stuff, but it's such a big learning curve and there's so many buttons and I have crazy ADHD. Like I can't sit down and do it. I have a setup at home and sometimes I'll try to record demos on there and stuff, but for the most part, I'm not doing no mixing or nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's too much.
It's a daunting thing for sure.
Yeah.
But and so you record with Ally now at
Yeah.
Phoenix, which is really cool. So
I do.
So that's kind of a cool like full circle.
Very
thing, how
full
that-
circle,
how
yeah.
That sort of happened.
Yeah,
there.
I trust her with my life. She can record like literally anything and make me sound beautiful.
Love
so,
that.
Yeah,
Love
she's
that.
amazing.
I love seeing more female engineers. That's awesome. I feel like it's
It's
such a
important.
male-dominated, even just, I know the industry itself is male-dominated,
Mm.
but it's nice to see more women getting involved in, some other, types of jobs that are in the music industry like that. Like, I think that's just such a cool thing.
Absolutely.
I know Phoenix Down's got, obviously, her and Julia, right?
Julia, oh my God, I love her.
Yep. So
She did the...
the roster's great over there.
Oh my God, everything's great
Phoenix,
over there,
we,
yeah.
we love, yeah, no, we
It's
love,
like
we love
such a
everybody
launch
over there.
pad.
Seriously, everybody does really great work. It's cool, like to see how many great studios there are in Boston area. And,
I know.
and Massachusetts in general. It's like, you wouldn't think it if you were just, because I know we're not a music hub per se, but
Yeah.
the scene's in a good place, and I think you're kind of coming back into the fold at a great time
Mm-hmm.
when the scene is like really kind of at. Not a pinnacle, but it's really approaching like a great space right now.
I think so too. And I mean, I feel like pop music is kind of having a moment, especially this year. I mean,
Totally.
It's been insane. And I like, it's so funny. I like love Addison Rae. I love her so much.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody says. Like, that's like my homegirl. And like, I don't know. I was watching this video on like it was like how her rebrand, like, shifted everything and like made her into this like crazy successful like person, and like she's like able to do music now and not be like clowned for it anymore. And I took something from that, and it was something along the lines of like oh God, it was like world building and like being able to like really like get somebody like involved in your world, and if you don't want to be a part of it, that's completely fine. And I feel like I've always kind of done an okay job at that, but it kind of comes with just releasing more music in general. So it's kind of been a little
Right.
bit of a struggle. Cause man, when I feel it, and the words just come and the
Yeah.
melodies come and everything's cool. And then when I don't have anything, I'm like, wait, I'm so bad at this. Like I like need to stop doing this. But I know that it comes in waves. So I try to like really have a good head on about it, but it's so hard. It's very discouraging when you can't think of anything.
Yeah, and like I think with anything, right, you'll gain inspiration, like you said, and then there'll be sort of those lulls. And I think, I think what's important. I have actually this conversation with my mom recently, and because she's kind of on this creative endeavors, some of these creative endeavors too. And I just was she was having a bad day, and I was trying to say to her, "Hey, remember the good day you just had, right?
Yeah.
Like, but also in those moments too, don't get too high on that, because you don't want to ride those extremes of riding the highs and riding the lows. Like trying to stay somewhere in that like threshold of, staying confident on your lowest days, but on your highest days too, just keep in the back of your mind, like, I'm probably gonna end up having a bad day at some point. Like we all
Yeah.
do, because we're human, and like
Yeah.
we're allowed, but we're also allowed to go through those ebbs and flows. And,
Yeah.
and I think that maybe even makes for better music material wise when you're
Absolutely.
going through those ebbs and flows. Like
Yes.
you shouldn't be on a high the entire time or
No.
on a low. Nobody wants either. I don't think anybody wants either way in terms of an artist. I think I was just having this conversation last night when we had Annoyed in here recording. Big shout out to Annoyed. And we were talking about that, where it's like, fans want their artists to be, at least for me, I want the bands and the artists that I'm a fan of, I want them to be human.
Yeah,
I think that makes them more relatable at the end of the day.
absolutely.
Unless you're someone that wants to be a little more, more of an enigma, like your Frank Oceans or your,
Yeah.
the Weekends or something like that. You know what I mean? Like where there's like that mystique that brings you back. And there's either that, or I feel like just being a little bit more human, I think really helps. So
Yeah.
I think what you're talking about is why most artists go through this. And, you know, just stay confident. You know, I think that you clearly have the ability and you have the love for it. So that's
thank you.
And you sounds like and you glow and you have a lot of fun. Seems like when you talk about it. So clearly you have fun when you're doing it.
I do.
So those parts are the most important parts. So I would just, you know, from somebody that's not an artist, it's just my unsolicited advice.
I just think like, I don't know, it kind of took me a while to kind of understand. Like I think I was just looking for something for so long that like made me feel like fulfilled. And like, this honestly is it for me. Like there's nothing that I love more than this, besides like maybe like a really good chocolate chip cookie. Like I love a chocolate chip cookie, but like making music is a little better than a chocolate chip cookie. Like but do you know what I mean? It's it's one of those things that it's like, oh man, like I don't know what it is. It's just like I was always like looking for that thing that would like give me my purpose. Like I had this like crazy thought a couple months ago where I was just like, why am I even here? Like what is like the point of all this? And like I just feel like it's all making so much more sense now. Like I'm finally in a place where I'm just like, I just feel like I was born to like do this. And I feel like in a way, like I have this like amazing gift and this amazing talent, and it would just be a shame if it went to waste, you know? And I feel for all those people who are too afraid to do it, because I was them at one point. I have this really amazing friend from Gloucester. She's beautiful voice, like the most insane voice I've ever heard, like Adele. Like she can literally like give Adele a run for her money. Amy Winehouse, she can sing absolutely anything. And me and Ally keep telling her to come into the studio, and she's like, I don't know how to write a song. And I'm like, I said the same thing. I said the same exact thing when I got into a studio for the first time. I didn't know how to write. And like, look at me now. Like I'm cranking out songs.
You're right.
I'm not cranking them out. Someone's gonna watch this and be like, really, bitch, you're coming out with songs. Like I have a couple under my belt, but I'm working on it. Everybody likes to get mad at me. I'm like, God, it's cooking. Yeah, it's cooking.
Can't rush.
Can't rush perfection.
Can't rush perfection, as they say. Right? That's actually a perfect segue into the main lesson, where we talk a little bit about what you got going on right now. And I want to talk about, obviously, your first single, Loverboy, that you dropped in 2021.
I love that.
Great track.
It's my baby.
And then your newest one, Obsessive.
Yes.
I mean, both are fantastic.
Thank
and then you
you.
got another one in the vault. Name of it's escaping me. I'm so sorry. You just sent it to me earlier.
Just the Beginning.
Just the Beginning.
Mm-hmm.
When is that one being released?
I actually haven't submitted it yet, so it's probably 4 weeks out from now. I want to say like November 26th or something like that.
So it'll definitely be out by the time this actually podcast airs. So all those songs are out now, which is great. So this one will be a little bit more in the vault. But yes, so Just the Beginning is also out now, which is at the time we're recording this, but at the time you're watching this, it'll be out.
Yeah.
So, you know, those three songs, I feel like they all have their own sort of distinctness in terms of lyricism, and I feel like the songwriting especially, right? So I want to first talk a little bit about Loverboy. Like, you know, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration behind that song, and then also at the same time, you know, you take this 3-year hiatus and then you put out Obsessive. So kind of take me through, and then to the point now where you're just putting out, you know, Just the Beginning. So I guess try to take me through that journey if you can. You know what I mean? I feel like there's kind of a story there.
I think everybody knows what
there's a trilogy. I think there makes sense. So as much as you're willing to share.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm more than okay with sharing. So I actually wrote Loverboy about a guy that I ended up dating for almost 3 years.
Okay.
And it was we had a really bad night one night. We weren't dating, and he just like hurt my feelings so bad, and I just remember like being so upset. But then I also remembered how in high school I would send my best friends diss tracks about like anybody that pissed me off. Like it could have been a teacher, it could have been a student, it could have been literally anybody, and I would just be like, bro, like I'm about to go ham on this person, and I would like play a random like backtrack on like YouTube, and then I would send it to her, and she'd be like, dude, this is like actually good. And I was like, dude, like he pissed me off so bad, like I might have to write a diss track. So I found found some beats. At that point, I was already kind of experimenting with writing songs and stuff, and I had a couple that I released, but I took down because they were terrible. But everyone to this day is like, oh my God, we want this song, and I'm like, no, like it was really bad. But I went to the studio. I recorded with, pretty sure it was Josh. I was in the studio before that a couple times with Mackie, and he had some really great things to say about me, and he was just like, yeah, like she's very professional, like she knows what she's doing, like for someone so young, she's very mature, like she has a good head on her shoulder. Like she could go very far with this. And like hearing someone that was so reputable, I was just like, I need to be doing this. Like this is something that I need to like involve myself in and stay involved with, because it's so important to me and it's something I've wanted to do my entire life. Put that song out. Didn't think anyone was going to listen to it. Everybody listened to it. Everybody asked me who it was about. I couldn't say that it was about my boyfriend because after that we started dating.
Right.
And so I lied to everybody. Like I lied to every oh my God, I lied to every
we're getting the tea out of it.
No, but seriously, like it's some serious tea. But I lied to every outlet, and I was like, oh, this song is like an amalgamation of all the boys that I've ever talked to, and it was just one. It was just one, and it was the one that I was with, and I was just too scared to say it. But it was about him. So 3 years later, it feels good to say that. And then Obsessive. Oh, I love that song. I really love that song. Yeah. Not about him, surprisingly. That was when I was we broke up, and I was really just getting over it. And I met somebody new, and I hadn't really felt that way about a person in a long time, because when you're so comfortable in something, it's just like, oh, this is like my person, and he's here and whatever.
Makes sense.
And it kind of gets like stagnant after a while, met a person, and I was just like, damn, like I like cannot stop thinking about this person. Like I'm obsessed with this person. Like I need to like put this out somewhere. And then while that was happening, Tate McRae's Think Later came out, and I was like, that album changed my life. It changed everything for me. Like, seriously, I sat in my room listening to that, and I was like, this is what I've been looking for the entire time. Like, this is what I've wanted to sound like for so long. I just didn't know who to emulate, who to compare myself to, And I found a Tate McRae type beat, and I wrote over it, and I loved it so much. Recorded it, loved it even more, and then, yeah, that's Obsessive. I love her so much. And then Just the Beginning is a little different. I feel like it's definitely closing that chapter of my life.
Seems that way, like just how it's written.
Yeah, I mean, that door is closed. I feel like you don't really realize how bad something is until you're out of it. And so...
And like you're in that reflective period.
Yeah,
of it. That makes sense.
I just did a lot of reflecting. I took a lot of time to sit with myself and be like, you know what? Like, you just put up with so much shit. And like, you didn't really deserve any of that, dude. Like, what? I don't know. It's so frustrating. And it's like, I can't even be upset about it, because at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? Like, okay, cry about it now. Everything's fine. But I needed that. Like, I needed that lesson, Yeah. And if I wasn't going to go through it when I'm 19, 20, 21, I'll go through it later, which is honestly worse. So
definitely,
because it's like, God forbid I end up with this person and we're married or something, and then something worse happens than what I went through. It's like you can't win, No,
definitely not.
But
definitely
yeah,
not.
I think that song is a really, really beautiful representation of me growing as a person and me being okay with who I am by myself, because I don't really want a boyfriend right now. Like, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm just, like, so okay with being single and being alone. And I'm, putting all the energy in all the right places. I didn't release a song for 3 years. For 3 years because of all that. Yeah. So
I wondered for a little while, too. I was like, is she ever going to put music back out again?
Everybody forgot.
It was just the one song, and then, you kind of gone for a while. What I think you're suggesting, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because, I've never been, I was in that period of time too. I had a few years where I didn't really want to have a relationship. I just was so content being alone, to the point where I thought I was going to be alone for the foreseeable future. And, what the good part I think about being that is you're never forcing anything. You're kind of allowing, like you said, you're putting energy in certain places. You're allowing life to come to you. And honestly, like, I know this is gonna sound crazy cliche, but like, my fiance now, like when we got back in touch, because we knew each other from college, but we didn't date or anything like that, just like acquaintances. And when she kind of popped back into my life, it was kind of like, oh, wow, like I wasn't expecting this and maybe I'm not ready for it, but this just feels so right. I'm just going to lean into this because I waited.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm in a situation where like I couldn't be happier with this person. And it's like, that's a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful.
And instead I could have probably forced it any other time with anybody else, but it's like, there's a reason why I didn't. And I think for, some people are just afraid to be alone, but some people are opposite, are afraid to not be alone. Like there's just different obviously perspectives you can have on it. But I think in a perfect world, you do need to learn how to be alone. And I think in any relationship, honestly, like those boundaries are important. Like, we don't do we love being together. Don't get me wrong. But we don't do everything together. You know what I mean? Like when I gotta be down here working or, she wants to go hang out with her friends on a Friday night. Like, I'm like, go enjoy yourself. I'll see you when you get home.
That's really good though.
And and then building that trust with somebody is obviously the most important thing too. Because it's like, all right, then, and I'm just talking from experience, but I think any decent relationship, you have that balance where like you have that quality time with each other, but you can have a separate life outside of each other. Absolutely, yes. That maybe they're not quite involved in, but like they still support you in that. You know what I mean? I think that is like, because like you said, if you're just with somebody all the time, it can be a lot. So I think you need those times alone. Yeah, and you need those times apart.
And also, I feel like it was also a very like pivotal point in my life. I like stopped going to school. I was trying really hard to pursue music full time. I started actually like getting my first, like stepping stone career kind of thing. Yeah, so like I've just been super busy. Like
you're in like a transitional period of your life. Yeah, you're figuring shit out.
It's really like a beautiful thing. And, like with that obviously came like my like partner at the time and like learning how to make time for him. And I just remember like sacrificing so much to like be with him. And I wouldn't really get any of that back. And it left me feeling like, well, what am I doing wrong? But honestly, like the reality of it is like, I just know that I didn't do anything wrong. And I know that none of it was my fault. And like, I'm just glad that I've grown enough to recognize that because I was like 19, like crying in my room every weekend. And like, it was just so stupid. Like it was.
That's not a good way to live.
And like
at any age, honestly.
Oh my God, absolutely. And like nowadays I'm like, dude, I have so much fun. Like I'm able to have so much fun. Good. And like, being only 22, like I'm going out. My best friend has an apartment in Boston, and we're going to the club, we're going to the bars, like we're going everywhere. And I'm, being able to put so much more energy into my music and fully flesh that out and explore more and experiment more and travel more even, like all these different places that I have connections in now. It's super, super cool. Yeah. And like, growing my career, like, it's just, there's so much stuff that I can prioritize now. And I don't have to sit here and balance all of this and then also worry about what someone else is doing the entire time. And it's just like, it just drains your energy after 100%. After a certain time.
And the right person will fit your lifestyle. That's how I've convinced about that too. Like, and you need to find someone that complements. Again, there's always gonna be sacrifice and give or take in any sort of relationship, friendship, anything, working relationship. It's always that way. But you want someone that can complement your life. You don't be worrying about where they are, what they're doing, or any sort of that, or worrying if they're worrying. Like that's never a fun thing either. Because then that guilt creeps in. And then it takes you away from the things that you actually want to do. Yeah. So this is all, I'm glad that you're having this at such a young age, at the age that you are at, because, it's going to free you up to have so much more time and experiences. Sure. Like, that's fantastic.
And now, like, I know exactly what I want in another person when I look for it, too. Great. I'm not really looking right now. Like, whatever comes to me. But, like, for the time being, like, I'm just sitting here, like, I'm never going to put myself in a box for someone ever again. Like, I'm never going to like suppress how I feel for somebody because it's like I just lost so many parts of myself that were so important to me. I didn't lose my sparkle because I'm still that girl. But like I put up with so much stuff that like even 18-year-old Juliana would have looked at me and been like, "Girl, what? Yeah. Like you're going to let your man do that?" You know what I mean? So it's just it's been a wild ride, but I have the best support system. I have the best family, the best friends, and awesome. We've been spending so much time together and having so much fun, and I couldn't ask for anything better. So it's been a lot of fun.
Happy for you.
Finally.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Without further ado, should we play a clip of just the beginning for the people?
We can.
Just so that way they can get a little feel for it.
We totally can.
All right, awesome. Well, this is Juliana Maria's brand new song, Just the Beginning. It's out now on all platforms. Don't go anywhere though, because we'll be right back.
Said I was done, it's just the beginning. Told me apart and how could I forget it? You're never wrong, but I know I'm finished. Said I was done, it's just the beginning. Said I was done, it's just the beginning. Told me apart and how could I forget it? You're never wrong, but I know I'm finished. Said I was done, it's just the beginning. I wonder what you're doing. I wonder how you felt. I don't think you regret it. That feeling never left. The words I'll never say them. I keep them to myself. But one thing is for certain, you're putting me through hell. I took a different route, trying to figure you all out. See what it's all about. Maybe I was way too proud. Too many times to count, different when I'm not around. You really broke me down, didn't think we'd hit the ground. Sorry for the worst, all I did was get hurt. And you were never ever what I thought you were. I pick up the pieces every time I got burned. But cut me first, now you left deserted. Said I was done, it's just the beginning. Told me apart and how could I forget it? You're never wrong, but I know I'm finished. Said I was done, it's just the beginning.
And that was Juliana Maria's brand new song, Just the Beginning. If you liked what you heard, make sure you add it to a playlist. I'm going to link it in the description below. Stream it wherever you get your music. But don't go anywhere yet. We have quite more left with Juliana. And that brings me to my favorite segment of the show, which of course is Pop Quiz. So that's usually the reaction we get from most artists that come on the show. So if you're a fan of Juliana and just being introduced to us for the first time, Pop Quiz is a segment where we ask our guests rapid fire questions. Now, the catch here is that these questions have all to do with you.
Okay.
So there's really no way you can fail unless you don't know yourself. But given the conversation we just had, I feel like you know yourself pretty well. So you should be fine.
Yeah.
You shouldn't fail. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The first two are true or false questions. So you can elaborate as far as you want on both. True or false? You just got your first tattoo of a cornicello, which is an Italian pepper.
Yes, I did. It's true. It's fading a little bit.
It's fading because you got it on the wrist.
Yeah, and
Wrists are always a tough spot.
I also
You got it in red?
Yeah, I have. Well, I want to get all of them in red, but then I heard that red was the first color to fade.
Yes, that's why I said that.
Yeah, I'm like really devastated.
I'm all black and gray.
Really?
I don't go color.
I was gonna get all my tattoos in red because I thought it looked so cool, but now everyone's like, don't.
I go no color. Color fades quicker. Yeah.
But yeah,
it's tiny though, so
love her. She's so cute. And now that oh my God, my mom was so mad at me. She was
really?
The only reason why I got something super aggressively Italian, well, I also wanted it, but I had to get something very aggressively Italian because my family's very aggressively Italian.
Yeah.
And so I figured if my nonna saw it at home, she wouldn't be as mad if it had something to do with the culture. So I'm like, I'll just get that for now. And then if I come back from New York with another one, nobody say anything. Yeah. So I love them. Now that I know it doesn't really hurt, I'm like, I want this one here, this one here. They're so cool.
They're obsessive.
They're
not to
so
be. No pun
very
intended.
nice.
Yeah, had to drop that one. No, when I got my first one, I was 18, and yeah, I have basically two half. I mean, I'm kind of trying to finish two half sleeves at this point. Cool. I want to go all the way far down, but
yeah.
It's just this, honestly, at the end of the day. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
I don't care to sit in the chair. That doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Used to the aftercare before they had those bandages. I don't know if you've seen those because yours was so small. I don't know if they even gave you one. But they have these.
I got wrap on it, like plastic wrap on it.
Yeah, so that's the traditional method. Mm-hmm. There's these new bandages now that they're basically, maybe they're just for bigger pieces, but essentially you leave the bandage on for 4 to 5 days or something like that, and it heals the tattoo completely.
Wait, what?
It's crazy.
That's really
because
cool.
in the past it used to just be the wrap. You'd take it home. They'd want you to pat it dry, whatever, and then the bigger pieces, with all the big crazy shading, those will basically they'll peel and then they itch like a motherfucker. So
this one was a little bit itchy.
They get itchy. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. So with the bandages though, it takes all the itch away. Like it never itches, and then you just take it off and it's healed in 5 days.
Wait, did you get a bandage on that one?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
And it just heals in 5 days.
So there was like no downtime. You weren't like picking, scabbing.
Nope.
Like no.
Nope.
Dude.
But this one though, the bandages weren't. It was like a newer thing because I got all this work done in like between like 2017 and 2019, and it didn't exist then, and I didn't get any during the pandemic, and then I started getting some new ones like in 2022. And then they were like, "Oh, have you heard about because I was telling my artist that was working on it, I got one up top on my shoulder from the Boston Tattoo Convention. And I'm telling the artist, I'm like, "Oh, I don't." She's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like it's honestly the aftercare I hate more because like the itching keeps you up at night."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you haven't heard about these bandages?" I forget the name of them. So maybe someone drop it in the comments. But and I was like, "No, what are they?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna throw it on afterwards.
So
You're gonna take it
cool.
off in 3 to 5 days." And it's going to be basically completely healed when you take it
That's
off.
so cool.
And you won't have to deal with any of the itching, the peeling, nothing. And I was like, this is amazing.
Man,
And
I wish
so-
I could get a big, huge piece of like I would look so sick with the sleeve, but also like I feel like I would have to like buy a whole new wardrobe and dye my hair and get more piercings. Like it's just not
You
like
don't want to do the whole thing.
But you know what I mean?
I
Like
do, yeah.
it's just it would just make me like it would make me be a different completely person. Hello? It would make me be a completely different person.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't know. I just feel like the vibes are so different. Like I love like a cute little dainty like patchwork kind of sleeve of tattoos. I think
You like
that's
that?
super cool.
Yeah.
But like
I have friends of mine that have those patches and they like the patches a lot more. But
if I came home with like my whole arm like blacked out, my dad would be like, "You're out. Like you're out of this house today."
I got a similar thing. My mom when I first got my first one, she's like, "Can I come with you to get the next one?" Or I think maybe she was with me.
Wow,
actually, the first
really?
one. She like for a while when I was getting them, she's like, "Yeah, let me come with you." Like she was all about it. My dad was.
What?
Well, my dad's the Italian one on the side, so he was very much like, "What is that?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't get another one. And I'm like,
Well,
"Well, I kind of want another one."
No, yeah.
So-
I sent my mom a picture of it when it was done, and she was like, "Oh, good, it's small." And I was like, "Yeah." Like, I wasn't gonna get a huge one.
The Italian side, it's just whatever. It's a new era.
Yeah.
All right. Which, by the way, I love your last name. The fact that I don't want to put your government out there, but just the fact that it's literally the name of a pasta is pretty fucking cool. So I just want to put that. A lot of people say that my last name's cool. Love yours is
Kids
fantastic.
were mean about that in school.
Were they actually?
So mean.
Ow.
But everyone
pretty
I
cool.
talk to now is like, "Dude, your last name is fucking sick."
It's
Like,
sick. It's
yeah.
pretty fucking badass.
And I
It's
get,
you can see your name on the menu.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
I've gotten so many pictures of menus. I've gotten like looks from the bouncers at bars and shit. And they're just like, "Yo, wait, that's
like-
your real last name?" And I was like, "Please just give me my ID back, bro." Like
That's your
it's
actual
so
government?
embarrassing.
Crazy. All right, next true or false question.
Okay.
True or false? The first song you ever made was in Mike Oliver's attic.
Oh my god, yes, that is true. That's oh my god, stop. Wait, did I say my wait, how did you know that?
I don't reveal sources on air. We can talk afterwards.
Oh my god, stop. Yeah, that was the song with Ally that I referenced earlier. I remember it. I'm not gonna sing it, and I don't even have the file, so I can't we can't put it in. It was terrible. It was actually terrible. But I came over Mike Oliver's house after school one day, and I recorded with Ally, and that was when we first really bonded. And then after that, yeah, she set me up with Max Wanna Cry, her boyfriend, and Rosewood was recording, and he had me do some dubs over his song, which was pretty cool. So yeah, it's just the what's the word? Oh God. I don't even know. It's so crazy how I went from somebody's attic to this crazy professional setting, literally overnight.
So cool.
It's wild.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Serendipitous is what I would
I
like to
wish
call
I
it.
knew the grind though. I wish I knew how to mix and master and record my. It's just such a pain.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Totally a lot. I'm just want to learn how to record at some point, or at least music, podcasts.
Yeah.
I can do that. That's no problem. All right. So one got to go. So I'm gonna give you 3 options. One of these has to go.
Okay.
You hypothetically could no longer have it anymore.
Okay.
All right. Espresso martinis with Baileys, Aperol spritz, or margaritas. Which one's got to go?
Oh my god.
I know those are 3 of your favorite drinks.
Those are my 3 favorite drinks. I'm scared. Oh god. Ooh, people are gonna be really surprised at this one, but I'm gonna say Aperol spritz because I feel like that's such a summer drink. Where a margarita, I can have it in the summer or the winter, and it feels normal. But having an Aperol spritz in the winter is weird. And like I love an espresso martini. Like that can't go. But yeah. I like a good margarita. I don't like a scary, like pre-made, like weird margarita. Like it has to be a good. I love a good drink. Like I can't do like a dive bar anymore. I'm like so over it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I like the logic there. That works.
Like super pretentious, but that's like.
Yeah, you said it, not me. What is so terrifying about turkeys to you?
Oh my God, who told you? Dude, I fucking hate turkey.
So Thanksgiving must be your least favorite.
No, you don't understand. I've had this crazy. Fuck, whoever told you I'm gonna kill them.
Thank you.
Oh
You know
my
who you
God,
are.
Oh my God. Dude, I have this crazy like pack of turkeys. They come into my neighborhood it's probably not the same pack of turkeys every fucking year, but
Could be.
Like they're so aggressive and they peck at your tires when you try to like drive by them. Like they're so fucking annoying and they're so scary. And like you know what it really is for me? It's the neck thing. I'm like, oh, like it just freaks me out so bad. Like, and then like, I don't know, we'll have like turkey dinner for Thanksgiving and I'm just sitting there like looking at this turkey on my plate and I'm like, bro, like that was the same fucking one that I saw outside with the thing. Like, I can't fucking, oh my God, I like him gonna vom. I can't. No, I hate a fucking turkey.
Those Gloucester turkeys, especially, guys, they'll get you.
No, they're insane. Like they will kill you. Like every time I leave my driveway, I'm like I'm at risk right now. Like I'm in fucking danger.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. They're not gonna get you.
Oh, that's another thing. I also won most dramatic in high school.
I can see why.
I won most dramatic and I won class clown, and they made me pick one. And of course, me being dramatic, I was like, I'm not dramatic, so I'm gonna pick the one that's like least dramatic. Like, why did everyone vote for me as most dramatic? This is why.
I think it makes sense. So, speaking of birds, describe what the nest was during your high school years.
Oh my God! No, I'm gonna get canceled so bad. Oh my God, dude. Okay. That was my first high school party ever. Actually, me and my friend Brittany had a podcast for like 3 episodes, and then we stopped because people like started putting together the pieces of like who we were talking about, because it's Gloucester, it's a very small town.
Yeah.
And so everyone was like, yo, like why are they talking about this like group of boys like that? And we were like, fuck, like someone's gonna like hear about that and like think something crazy. But basically it was, oh my God, my first high school party ever was at that house, and it was like this like group of senior boys, and we thought we were so special because it was like me and 2 of my other freshman friends, and we like all drank there for the first time, which like looking back on it, it's like not very safe because it's like, why are we all 18 years old and there's like 3 14-year-old girls here? Like that's weird. That's fucking weird. But like
it is.
It was weird, and like I don't know, we had some great times there. Like, oh my God, we would like dance around and just like everything was just, it was so fun. It was really fun while it lasted. And yeah, they're all grown as fuck now. Like they all have like very long-term girlfriends. One of them just got married like last week.
Damn. And
I saw a picture of all of them on the bus like going to the wedding, and I was like, holy shit, like I'm so scared. I did love a good nest party though. That was like the spot for like after football games and stuff.
Gotcha.
I think after prom too, I want to say. I could be wrong though, I don't remember. Crazy shit happened there. I never want to revisit that place.
Sorry for bringing it up.
It's okay. I went back last summer. I was there last summer, and it was so normal.
Oh.
Everyone's so chill now.
Well, I guess people get older, you know.
Yeah, I should probably
less.
make that clearer. But everyone is like super fucking normal, and it's not like I'm not like this like 14-year-old girl anymore. I'm like an adult, and they like respect me, and I'm like cool, and they know that. So it's nice. It's a good change. I like it.
It should be. Yeah.
Growing up.
Evolution at its
Yeah.
finest. All right, who's the bigger obsession? Justin Bieber, Dominic Fike, or Tate McRae? I know J. Beeb's your celeb crush.
Yeah.
Tate McRae is obviously your big inspiration, and I know you're a huge Dom Fike fan, as am I. And honestly, I'm a fan of all 3 of these.
God,
so.
I do love Dominic Fike so much, but I have to go with my OG JB.
Is it the JB?
I love him so much.
I had a fan.
Dude, like, I don't even know. Like,
and you were at you went to his concert, but you were at like the very, very, very like last
what
row,
the
right?
fuck? Who told you that? Yes. Yes, my parents got me Justin Bieber tickets. It was my first concert ever, and I was so excited to go, and like I got there
so far
and
away
we just
from him.
kept going up and up and up. And I was like, fuck. Like, I was like, I can't like be an asshole and like say that I'm ungrateful for it. But like last row and balcony had me really fucked up. Like I was really upset about it. But I had the best time of my life. It was so fun.
That's awesome.
And like everything he does, I keep up with till this day. I'm such a big JB fan. I have a little air freshener in my car. I keep him in my car. He's hanging with me. So everywhere I go,
always with you.
there's a piece of JB with me.
I honestly think Bieber's long term gotten a bad rep, and
Absolutely.
and I think he's definitely, really with his image. I think he's really done a nice job of revamping it. And,
For sure.
And and his music's reflected that. I think
Oh,
his
yeah.
newer music, the last few albums he's dropped, are really good. Like I remember, I think it was Purpose when I was in college.
Love
came
that
out.
song.
Great
Album.
Yeah,
Oh my
great
God.
album.
I'm not a fake fan.
A great album. And then what was the one that what was his most recent one that he just dropped?
I think it was Changes.
the album, his most recent album. Was it called Changes?
I'm pretty sure
What
it
was the
was
one before
called
it then? It had
Changes.
like green cover.
Justice.
Justice,
I
thank
love
you.
that one.
Great. And then I found out I'm a huge John Bellion fan, and I heard he helped JB write a lot of those songs.
Dude.
So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
And
And I like that album a lot too.
Did you hear the new John Bellion song?
So good. Kid Again?
Bro.
Dude, I'm so glad he's back making
I
music.
love that fucking song.
It's so good.
So good.
It sounds like he has his again, it makes sense, like the branding of the songs. It does feel like he's a kid again, like
I
making
agree.
songs. He got out of his shitty deal and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Like,
No,
I'm so happy for him.
There was not a better song to drop after all that. I agree.
So good.
Really
So good. Like-
that, and also the Justice album, that Justin Bieber album, that was, I think that might have been like the start of me being obsessed with Dominic Fike too.
Because Dom Fike was on that album.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that song is
Yeah.
so good. I wish
Yeah.
they would collab more, but
I know.
he's kind of focused on like being a dad right now, which is pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool.
Not that I know him personally, but like
She's heard through the grapevine.
no, yeah.
All right. So I was asked to ask you a few movies if you've seen them.
Oh my god.
Because I don't know if someone told me to ask you if you've seen really popular movies. So I'm gonna name
my
off.
God.
I'm gonna name off 4 movies,
Okay.
and you're gonna tell me if you've seen it or if you haven't. Shawshank Redemption.
No. I've never even heard of that.
Never even heard of it.
No.
Okay, I don't know if I can go further. This is crazy.
I'm sorry.
Forrest Gump.
No, I've never seen Forrest Gump. It's on my list. We made a big list of movies that I've never seen, and I have a huge list.
Well, no shit. This
I
is
know,
clear.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're gonna hurt my heart. I'm gonna have to walk off if you the last 2.
Okay.
This is crazy.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction.
No, but
my
I don't know where to stream it.
Just look it up on. Just Google it.
I know, but I've looked it up so many times. I really want to watch it, but also like I don't even know what it's about.
That's the best way to go into
Really?
it. 100%.
Okay.
Just don't even know what it's
Oh my
about,
God.
and then just watch it.
Yeah, I need to
All right.
watch more movies.
You're gonna be bad Italian if you know this one. Goodfellas.
No.
Italian card
Goodfellas, what's the other one? The Sopranos. I've never seen that.
Oh my God, The Departed.
Scarface. No.
Scarface.
I've never
None of it.
seen- No.
Juliana,
I know.
we're gonna lock you in your house for like
No, I
4
know.
days, and you just need to watch all these movies. That's crazy.
It's really embarrassing.
So she was 0 for 4.
I've never been a big movie person.
All right.
And also, like, when I start a show, I'm so ADD. Like, I really need to figure that out. But
You
like,
can't- yeah.
I can't. My attention span is fucked because of like Vine and TikTok and Musical.ly and all this crazy shit that I watched growing up. Like I can't. Nothing can retain my attention for very long.
This is a Gen Zer out here.
Yeah, it's
All
really
right,
bad.
2 more questions for you in
Okay.
pop quiz. Tell me about the time you went on a blind date with Baby Mario
Baby Mario.
or Mini Mario.
Oh my god, I can't say that. I can't say that on here.
All right, I guess we'll cut that. All right.
Who put that in there?
Someone told me to ask it.
Oh my god, bro. Mini
right, last-
Mario? I don't even know which one they're referencing. No, I'm not even kidding. There's
we'll cut it, we'll
there's
cut it.
like 3 different ones. No, that's funny. You can keep it in, but fuck.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my god, Mini
All right.
Mario?
Mini Mario.
Fuck. Oh my
Or
god.
Baby Mario. I don't know, either one. What does Uchiwali mean to you?
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't say that either.
What the fuck? Come on. Sources, you gotta help me out here.
We made a oh my god. We made a diss track on this girl.
Oh, that's
Can't
not
go
nice.
into detail because
Yeah.
she threatened to press charges. Not
okay.
about the diss track, but like there was an altercation. It wasn't physical, but it was emotional. I'm not a very angry person, but something in me that night was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say something. And I'm screaming in the bar, I'm making a scene, and then like mind you, I'm like a very empathetic, like when I'm angry, I just cry. And so I'm sitting there like shaking, like trying to stay in my ground and like really like scare somebody, but I'm only scaring myself. So I walk away and I'm just crying and crying and crying in front of everyone. And then the next morning, somebody texted me and they were like, wait, your friend Emma is like such a rock star. And I was like, you saw me from across the bar crying my eyes out last night. Now's not a good time for me to relay the fucking message that my friend is such a great rock star. Like, please, bro.
It doesn't connect.
Like, seriously? Oh my God, Uchiwali. I have to play that on the ride home. It's really good. I still have that file. Oh my God. People don't know that exists either. That's awesome.
Well, I guess people have to just leave it to their imagination.
Uchiwali. Uchiwali was great. That was a really great song.
Probably never will see the light of
Very
day.
cathartic. No, it will never. But I needed that.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
It's like a diary entry.
Exactly.
You know, that's all it needs to be. All right, cool. All right, well, I'm glad I asked then. Well, that was Pop Quiz with Juliana Maria.
Yeah, you need to tell me exactly who fucking.
When the cameras go off, we'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation when the cameras go off.
Okay.
I promise. I promise.
Okay. Uchiwali.
There was
The Nest. Like, who did that?
There was a few others I actually left off that I thought were worth. But I didn't have a lot of context with some of this stuff. I just was like, all right. So I just.
Did anybody tell you like the actual like any stories or anything behind?
No,
bro.
No. That's why I liked it. Well, that's why I don't really like to like get that that type of information. Just tell me what I should ask, and then that's how I go. That's how I go about it.
That's mad funny.
And then because I like to be surprised. I like to know, okay, what is this all about? I like to be because I like the shock value of it.
Oh my God, the turkey one was good though.
That was a good one. You had a good reaction to a lot of them. Okay, we love those. We love these reactions. This is why we do Pop Quiz.
God, I hate a turkey. I can't stop thinking about it. Okay, sorry.
You're good. You're good. One of my last questions for you before we get to the final segment of the show. So I know you work as a marketing coordinator in your day job.
Yeah.
And I was curious, like, obviously marketing is a huge part of the music industry. So I know it's in a completely different space, but I was curious if at all there's anything you've learned over the last few years being a marketing coordinator and maybe in your studies or whatever it is. Any sort of skills you think that translate well into marketing music, or maybe there's certain things that you're learning on your job that maybe you want to try.
Totally.
Anything like that you think would be worth mentioning?
I will say I've definitely gotten a lot more confident in my content creation. So that's kind of what I do full time. So I'm a social media coordinator, but also like I do a lot of digital stuff. Blog posts and like business to business relationships and stuff, event planning, things like that. So a lot of it is actually really helpful when it comes to music. But the content part is definitely so much more comfortable for me now. I mean, before my full-time job now, I actually did it for an ice cream place. Have you ever had Holy Cow ice cream?
I have had Holy Cow ice cream.
So bomb, like so good.
So when my cousin got married at the Beauport.
Yeah.
In 2022, 21, somewhere in that range, and they had Holy Cow like as the
cater.
It was catered like
so
the dessert
fire.
or whatever. I worked at Richardson's growing up. That's a fun fact.
No way, you're the op though.
I am the op.
We always say Richardson's is like our op. That's
which is fine because
I say like I still work there. Like by the way, like all the time, like my parents are like, "What's on the menu?" I'm like, "Well, we have like cold brew Oreo." I'm like, "But you haven't worked there in 2 years. Like, what are you doing?" But it's a great team over there. Everything's homemade, super good, love it. But
their ice cream's very good.
Really fucking
good. A few times I've had it, it's very
dude,
good.
I love ice cream. So good.
What's your favorite flavor?
Dude, it has to be like Holy Cow. It has to be Holy Cow.
Well, what part of your is that their brand name flavor, or is there like a flavor that you like?
No, they make a really good. Oh my God, they make a really good cookie dough.
That's so weird. I was just about to say cookie. That's like
really?
My favorite. Yeah,
They
I either
make
go
a
like
really good cookie dough.
anything Reese's-ish based would be my thing, but cookie dough is my go-to.
You need to try salted peanut butter Oreo. It's so good. It's like the perfect blend of salty and sweet, and I love anything salty and sweet. Like if I have like a little salty snack, I gotta have a sweet one right after.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably like go back and forth because I can't stop fucking eating. But like
you're Italian, it is what it is.
No, exactly.
It's just what we do, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I started out working there and doing some content and stuff, and just kind of like tapping into it, building a resume or whatever. And then
that makes
eventually
sense.
I started freelancing. So I did some marketing work for a realtor, a restaurant, a boutique, a Holy Cow, like a lot of different places. And eventually I settled at my full-time job, and it's such a great environment. I have a lot of people who actually really love my music and play my music and have connections to a lot of great people, surprisingly. But like, it's been really awesome, and also I feel like I'm trying to get a little bit more comfortable in front of a camera. I don't really experiment a lot with like video work when I like release or roll out a single or a project or anything.
I noticed that.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. I'm not quite comfortable doing video just yet, but like I've kind of gotten into the habit of like, you know, when I'm in the studio, I'm bringing my little tripod that I have for work, and I'm setting up my phone in the corner, and I'm just like recording myself singing the whole time, and then I'll record some bits and pieces in the live room, or me and my friends like giggling in the studio, or me recording the drive home, like listening to the song for the last time that night, like little things like that I think people really want to see. And I think it's important to kind of like showcase the work that you're doing behind everything, because nobody
That's
really
true.
knows how much work goes into a song, you know?
Definitely. Another one that you dropped that I thought was just like very wholesome. I enjoyed it. It was like other artists have done this in the past too. So, but I love when I see it, is like you playing the song for your dad.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was, but
Yeah,
it
was Obsessive.
Was it Obsessive? I wanted to say that was it, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, that was like really nice to see too. Like that was cool.
Dude, my dad is like my biggest supporter ever.
That's
like
dope.
Oh my God, like he literally, I like don't even have any words right now, because he's just such a great person to have in my corner. Like I was blessed with a really, really great pair of parents, and like I could not be any more grateful. Like that dude, like everything I do, like, and obviously they're a little bit like on me because they're Italian and they can't really accept the fact that I'm like 22 years old now and it's time for me to grow up. But like at the same time, like they're all over me for a reason, and they love me, and my dad's
You'd rather that than the other way.
Yeah, and my dad's always asking me like, when's a new song coming out? Send me your song. I gotta send it to your uncle. Your uncle's gonna send it to a DJ. Your DJ's gonna send it to. I'm just like, all right, everyone relax. Like it's like I have people for that. Like we're okay. We're okay in that department.
But that's cool that he's like that into it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
it's really sweet.
That's fire.
My whole family is like, my whole family's always like, when's the next song? When's your concert? Like da da da. It's like it's very special, and it's nice to know that my family supports me and listens to my stuff and likes it. I love when people like my songs. Like I really do.
Of course, yeah, no.
Oh my God,
it feels
I
really
remember
good,
like dropping all those songs, and like, dude, my phone blows up, like, and it's such a great feeling, like being able to just scroll through DMs and everyone's like, oh my God, I love this, like everyone's reposting it and sharing it, and I'm getting like Snapchats of like these girls and their friends in the car, and it's so sweet, and they're like, they have the windows down, and like they're blowing in the wind, and it's like the most cute little thing ever, and they know every word, and it's just like oh my God, you have no idea how endearing that is, like, to an artist, when, like, people love your song that much where they, like, want to play it with their friends and they know the words, like, especially, like, little old me, like, I'm like nobody really important, but, like, I don't know, like, I mean, the songs that I memorize the words to, like, they're crazy big people, and, like, the fact that somebody cares about my stuff enough to, like, know the words and listen to it and love it is, like, oh my God, I couldn't ask for anything more.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I love that. And I just like what you're talking about too, about not like all of this, sure, but then like you said, like even when you're thinking about your content creation, like, you know, knocking down that fourth wall, so to speak, like letting people in a little bit, because like it kind of goes back to our earlier conversation of like, it's great that, you know, as an artist, you can be a little vulnerable and let in a little bit of your life, the process, that whole thing,
right?
You know, not feeling afraid to, you know, showcase, you know, you showing your song to your dad and recording that, and like I don't know, it's just like those types of things I think are what people will ultimately resonate with, and probably is a big reason why people loved your music and why they love to, you know, memorize your songs, and you know, there's because you're adding those elements. So I'd say that's you know that's all like really good ways to, you know, get that, like, because I read this something. It's like the 3 E's. Like it's either, I'm probably gonna forget one of the E's, but it's either your content should be like emotional, educate, or entertain. Oh, I've remembered all 3.
Right.
And you know, I feel like if you can hit one of those angles,
you're
usually in a good spot.
Yeah.
So it seems like
I can't ever post my dad again though. Like my friends have this really weird thing with my dad. Like they love my dad. Yeah. Like it's actually so funny. I have like a 10-year-old brother, and the other day, he got, like, the "your mom is so hot" thing for the first time, and, it's bad.
Oh, my mom was the hot mom, too.
It's
not,
beginning.
no, I shouldn't say it like that, but my mom was the person that my friends were saying the same things
annoying,
about.
dude.
It's pretty annoying.
I felt so bad.
And it's like, no, she's not, shut up.
Yeah, no, and
you get mad
I told
about
him,
it.
I sat him down, and I'm like, listen, like, if you give them a reaction, they're going to keep saying it. So if you just keep
great
your,
advice.
if you just keep your
Great
cool
advice.
and you pretend like it doesn't bother you, they're going to stop eventually. Like, don't worry about it.
Where were you to tell me that when I was 14? Because that was...
I watched all my middle school friends go through it. Like, there was one guy in particular who got it way worse than everyone else. It was like constant. Like
Yeah.
it was.
It sucks.
And also
But-
that house was also the house that we like partied at and like we went to.
even worse.
Yeah. So like it was just bad. It's just a bad mix right there.
Too
but
funny.
Crazy.
It's too
Yeah.
funny.
But
Well-
yeah, all the guys like my mom and all my 20-something-year-old friends love my dad. So I'm so annoying. It's literally
Like,
so
I can't even
annoying.
post them anymore. This is crazy.
I can't. Did you see the comments? The comments were crazy.
I don't know if I dove
my
into the
God.
comments, to be honest with you.
It was like my friend like posted a bunch of like little asterisks in the comments, like censoring what he was like saying. And then someone commented back and they were like, I already know what you're saying. And I was like, bro, like, please. So uncomfortable. Oh my God.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, Juliana Maria, this has been a fun one.
I
This
know.
has been a
I had
fun
so much
episode.
fun.
It's been a fun episode. Congratulations on really
Thank you.
coming back from, and it's always hard to come back after that 3-year, however long your hiatus is, honestly.
Oh my
we took a
God.
6-month hiatus a while back too, and it's always tough getting back into it, but I respect and love that you still are going at it. You didn't give up on it.
No.
And you know what? I think it's going to be better off for it. And I think your music's reflective, you know?
For sure.
I think Obsessive and Just the Beginning are two of the best songs I've heard of yours. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more. And I'm just happy for you. So
Thank you.
I hope this hopefully sheds a little bit more light on what you're doing. So
I hope so too. I love it.
yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Oh, of course. Well, we're not done quite yet. We got one last question with Juliana.
Oh God! Wait, is it a bad one or is
No,
it a normal one?
no.
Oh my
This is
God,
a fun
okay.
one. I
Okay.
promise this is a fun one.
Okay.
This is always every artist's favorite.
Wait, so no turkeys.
No turkeys.
Okay,
No
all
turkeys.
right.
I promise. This is the open response. And in the open response, we do what's called the dream song scenario.
Okay.
So you get a song. It's a Juliana Maria song. And you get 1 to 2 producers and up to 3 guest features, dead or alive. It can be anybody. And it's your song. Who would be on Juliana Maria's dream song?
Dude, I really love Max Martin right now.
Ooh.
Crazy
That's a
producer.
That's a
Crazy.
good get.
I love Max Martin right now. Oh God, I would definitely have him as a producer.
Okay.
Love him. Oh God, there's so many good ones. I really would love a song with. This is so far fetched. I would really love a song.
That's the exercise is for it to be like a little far fetched.
But still, I'm just like, oh. I honestly, Tate McRae is so big in my book that I would like. I feel like our voices would really complement each other, and we both have a lot to talk about. And I feel like we're both really good at songwriting in the sense of like, it's not corny, but it's still very relatable, and everyone knows like what we're talking about. You know. Oh God, another one. You know who I've really been into lately? Charlie XCX is really fire. She's
So good.
She's having a fucking moment.
That
Like,
album was ridiculous.
It was insane.
Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the most recent one she dropped with like all the features, or do you prefer the original?
I like the OG one.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Like the remakes or the remixes, whatever you want to call it, with the new artists or like with the features was cool.
Yeah.
But I like the OG too. I think it
Yeah.
was really, really well done
I wish.
and
dude,
different.
Yeah.
I like stuff that's different.
Yeah.
Like take me for a loop. You know?
Yeah.
Give me something I haven't heard before.
I've been tapping into that more a lot for sure.
Just crazy
But, like,
experimental. I like Charlie XCX a lot.
Yeah.
That would give it a more of an edgier sound.
People keep saying I look like her too.
Oh, really?
So weird. I was in the bathroom at the bar and someone was like, "You look like Charlie XCX," and I was like, "Do I really?" And then I posted
cool
an
compliment.
Instagram story and someone else was like, "Wait, you know who you look like?" And I was like, "Wait, this is like not the first time I've gotten that before."
Interesting.
Crazy. I'm like, I don't know if it's like the hair or like the eye makeup or like whatever it is, but I'm like, thank you. Like needed that. But yeah, she's great and she's had like, oh my God, dude, if I could go back in time like and buy tickets to that Sweat tour, like I would go in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So good. That looked like so much fun. Both of my friends went and they were like, it was actually the best night of our lives. And the clips I've seen on TikTok of it are just like, dude, she's such a good performer.
Yeah. I've been really actually a big fan of hers for a while. She had this song a few years ago that came out with Lizzo, that Blame It On Your Love song. I don't know if you've heard that.
I think I have, yeah.
Really good. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, Brad was definitely like you said, a total moment.
Yeah.
For sure. and still is. I feel like people are still talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's a great addition to it.
Yeah. And that's another person who's really good at like world building. It's like
Totally. Oh my God.
It's
yeah.
like, oh my, like that entire, it's crazy how she definitely influenced like an entire scene of people. Like
100%.
it's just like, hey, if you're not into like partying and club scene and not giving a fuck about anything, like you don't have to listen to it, but that's who that music is for, you know? And it's so cool. And like the whole Brat Summer thing was like, it was so genius. Like she's just such a genius for that. Like
It's smart. And that type of music shouldn't even really like speak to me, quote unquote. Because like I'm not a club guy. I hate the club. I don't go out and drink. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I still fuck with it because I just think it's such good energy. I even liked a lot of the songs on the back end of it that were a little bit more stripped back and reflective. Like I really appreciated like the variety that she gave on that. I'm a big fan. I'm glad you said her because we don't get her a lot at all.
She's great. Yeah. I would love to do some like crazy experimental shit with her because I don't know. Like when hyperpop first came out, I wasn't really vibing with it. It just sounded like computer noises to me. But I feel like over time the sound has definitely been a little bit more fleshed out.
Yeah,
and a little
I would
bit
agree
more
with that.
Clean. And I just like a very clean club song. Like I don't really know how else to describe it, but whatever she's doing, it's working. She's a genius.
Love it.
Yeah, she's great.
Cool. So Max Martin, Tate McRae,
Charlie.
Charlie. You get one more.
Do I get another one?
If you want. It's up to 3.
I need a song with Childish Gambino.
Love that you said that.
Yeah,
He's
I
on the wall
love
somewhere.
him. Well, I saw that just now, and I was like, that's one of my favorite albums, too.
Oh, he's great.
He's great.
Yeah, get him before he retires.
I know, dude.
Retires.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the few that I feel like if he says he's going to retire, he actually might because he does so many other things. Like, writes, shows and...
Did you watch his show?
Atlanta?
No, the other one.
Atlanta's so good.
I need to watch that. Everyone says really good things
Mr.
about
and Mrs. Smith?
Yes! Oh my God, it was so good.
Chef's Kiss.
So good.
Really good.
Did they renew that?
That's a good question. I know that because it came out last year.
Yeah.
Right? So, or maybe it was earlier this year. I don't remember. It was about a year ago now, I feel like. Or maybe early 2024. I don't know if they renewed it or not.
I really hope they did.
Probably. He did Swarm, too. I don't know if you've watched that. I never watched it.
I'm not a big movie TV person.
Got you. Well, at least you watched that. It's pretty cool. Atlanta's awesome. Atlanta's at least like, it's bingeable, but it's also like, there were like 30-minute episodes. So you with your ADD, like you might be able to sit there for 30 minutes and watch it. It's great. It's great. My fiance hates it, but I love it.
Really?
It's fucking awesome. I think it's genius.
Compromise.
It's genius. Love it.
I love it.
But cool. I like it. Well, Juliana Maria featuring Childish Gambino, Charlie XCX, Tate McRae, produced by Max Martin.
Crazy.
Think it would be a #1 hit. Juliana, thanks for being here.
I'm so happy to be here, guys.
Absolute
I
pleasure.
can't even believe, dude, it's so long. Like
It's been a long time.
5 years.
Been a long time. Glad we got you in here.
Crazy. I'm so happy that we finally did this.
About time. It was a good time. Last thing we do is just looking at that left side camera, let the people know where they can find you and anyone else you want to shout out. Now's the time.
All right. You can find my music on all streaming platforms, including Amazon Music, for those of you that actually use that. But you're kind of weird if you use that. I'm Juliana Maria on all platforms. And my Instagram is at Juliana Maria, B, 2 A's, don't get it twisted. Who else do I want to thank while I'm here? Mackie, he's going to watch us and be like, you're a bitch. Mackie, love you so much. Josh Schuback, thank you. Ally Doody, thank you so much. John Scott, you're the man and I miss you. Come home. And that's all. And also Brittany for coming to every session, and my mom and my dad and whoever. But it was a blast. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Of course, anytime, Juliana. And if you're a fan of Juliana, just being introduced to us for the first time, you can find us at Turntable Teachers on Instagram, TikTok. Hit up our website, turntableteachers.com, for all the latest. And as always, if you're an artist, podcaster, or content creator of any kind, make sure to reach out to us, aoastudios.org, to book your session or service today. Once again, Juliana, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, I'm Mike. That's Juliana Maria with the Turntable Teachers, and class is officially dismissed. Turntable.